Okay, as it happens, I happen to have a fair number of clamps, uh, and many of you won't. So I'm going to show you some virtually free or very cheap clamps to varying degrees of success, and that you can make yourself. One of them involves using some wedges, some plywood chunks that are cut so that you can shove a wedge into it, and therefore that will pry it down. Another is pipe. If you take some plumbing pipe, 4-inch plumbing pipe, and chop it into 3-inch widths or 2.5-inch widths, and then slice the ends open and spread them, and you can adjust the pressure by adding, again, a piece of block of wood, which you probably want. I sanded my edges a bit so that they wouldn't be too harsh on the surface. But this way you can create a clamp. You can adjust the pressure by adding more depth in blocks of wood. And then you won't necessarily need this many clamps. I also have used like long boards with blocks that I'll screw at different levels, especially if I don't have a clamp long enough and I need to clamp something really long. So long board with a block on each end, and then you can either twist the whole board if it's a wide panel, or again you can utilize wedges. So you would just screw the one block on a slight angle and then hammer in a wedge to draw in if you had to glue. It's not the case in this panel arrangement. I did all the ply except this one piece here, which I'll have to do tomorrow. I could have nailed these, clamped and nailed as I usually do, but this is the outside and I'd really prefer that we don't see a lot of nail heads, or I can fill them, but I really prefer not. I did nail for RDM's rows and clamped, but I did utilize some nails. Here I'm just using glue. Okay, so I'll show you some of the clamps tomorrow, and to give you an idea of ways to get around having to buy a crap load of clamps. Okay, just to finish out, I haven't taken all the clamps off. On this side I have, but I haven't done all of them yet. But to finish out, not everybody has clamps. So I happen to have some old particle board, not the best. Plywood would be better, and then you could keep them. I cut them about 1/4 inch too big for the slot, for the piece that I'm looking to glue down, and then double wedge it on either side, and you can add tension. You know, if it cracks, you cut yourself another one, but basically plywood would solve that problem. But you can hammer in the wedges from either side, and it's better to have flat wedges that don't mark your wood too much, and that is an excellent clamp. In fact, it's much better than a C-clamp, where I have to add blocks of wood on both sides to keep from marring the veneer. So that's an ugly version of a clamp. I mentioned I have a whole bin of different pipe sizes, and you know, if one just the pipe, I sanded these edges and broke them so that they don't scratch anything. But basically you slice it up. Be careful when you slice up the pipe. It tends to want to roll, so brace it well. And then slice it through on the ends, and then you have a clamp that you can spread open. You can sort of see it there, right? And all you do is pull it apart, and its own spring tension will draw it back together. And if you need extra tension, add a block or add 2 blocks. And then there's a lot of strength in that now. So you can adjust it that way. So that's my cheap clamp tutorial or hint that works very well, actually, because you know you don't have all these clamps available. And this way too, you can cater. If you have a longer width, frankly, you can cut yourself a piece of ply with a slot that goes all the way that far if you wanted to, and then, like I say, utilizing wedges and so forth, you can get some tension on that. And if you need more tension, add another piece closer. Oh, that wedge is stopping it. Closer, and throw another wedge under there. Yeah, one-handed. Okay, well, I can't do it one-handed. What do you want from me? There we go. Yeah, you know, throw them together closer. And I would always use 2 wedges, though, one from both sides. And you could tap them more snug. And I will be using the clamps I made now for the demonstration to glue that piece on. Okay? So you guys have a good day, and that's your free clamp or virtually free clamp tutorial. Take care. Bye.